But when you first started, or when you first stumbled across music, initially, what was people's reactions? When I mean reactions, I mean friends and people in the industry who you would have had to try and connect with. Were they receptive to the music, or did they feel like, nah, this ain't really for us?
At that time, nobody listened to UK rap anyway. I think people listened to grime, and me personally, I was like, I listened to So Solid and all of that, you know what I'm saying? And then for some reason I just didn't listen to music anymore. I just cared more about getting money, to be honest. I didn't really care about, I didn't know anything about the scene, to be honest. And then when I was like 21 odd, so at 17 I'd listen to music in my car. Before that I didn't have like a stereo at my house and all of that. So 17 I started listening to music, but it was more just American rap. Didn't really know much about the UK scene and all like people who are like great MCs and legends now, like even from, and I'm in South as well, these men are in East. So from even the Wileys to D doubles, all of this stuff, I didn't know what was going on. Then I remember like hearing, is it one Sun City thing, and I think it was like Slimzy and Wiley and Dizzy and that. So that's like the first time I'd heard like grime and that, but I didn't know much about anything else. So I wasn't really that interested in anything. So when I then started and I'm saying, okay, I'll rap, these times here, the only UK rappers, I don't even know, even them, it was like all left. It was all like Skinny Man, Jest and Task Force and all this stuff. That was UK rap. And I didn't really resonate with that too much. Obviously Skinny Man kind of more so than others, but I didn't resonate with the rest too much. And then what I was doing was all the way show off. No one was ready for that. And plus I was just kind of shit at the time anyway. Like I just wasn't that good. I literally just started. So it was hard to get people to listen and care or anything else. And even your own friends, like even my own friends now, like I wrote a behind bars the other day and I said, I'm giving them art, but they don't get the picture. Even my niggas still rating other niggas, and even my bitches ain't saying I'm the illest, because even your people around you, until they see you on Jonathan Ross, you're still just, do you see what I'm saying? They're not gonna take it seriously. So until you get that number one, you're still just trying. Do you see what I'm saying? So I think, and especially like my friends are older, they're not really caring about what's going on down here. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's always been it felt like it's just me on my own, and then coming to the scene, not knowing one person, not knowing one DJ. I knew like one DJ in my ends who used to DJ like in Croydon or something and play garage. So I didn't know one rap DJ, didn't know anything at all. And then so I started as zero. I only got to know people in the scene because of shooting music videos and stuff.
Through a fresh production?
Yeah. Didn't know anyone, couldn't go, I wouldn't even try and get a feature those times there was no point. And they were also, as I came into the scene, I discovered that all these people were like really big artists out there, especially to the kids at the time. Like, and I just wasn't aware, from Wretches to Gets to Bashies to all of these people. I didn't watch those kind of DVDs. I used to watch more the rap ones, like in South, like Streets Incarcerated. Right. So we were very aware of the PDCs and the SMSs and the Roadside Gs, things like that, like South things. But I wasn't really aware of how big some of those other acts were in North and East London, etc., etc. So it's like I just learned as I went along, to be honest.
I mean, with that, then when you've already come from a situation where I'm sure by the time that you start to make music, you're accumulating wealth or you're making money. What would make you think that music would have been a viable option at the time? Because there wouldn't have been anyone who would have been in the scene that would have been making or being seen as significant cash at that time.
I don't even know, man. Like, if I could go back and speak to myself at that time and tell myself, my brother, like, you are getting on the longest road you've ever been on in your life, and 90% of the time you're wasting it. You know what I'm saying? I would have told myself that. But when you're 21 years old or whatever I was, what was that, 20 odd years old, you think a bit differently. And as much as I think, that's why I think to myself, raw. Even when you think to yourself now, you know everything, you just know that you don't, like, because you're going to look back on yourself in 5-10 years time and think, raw, you're an idiot. And not to say that I'm like an idiot, then.
But I think when I hear you say that is that, and I think everyone who's met you, bar none, has the same consensus about G FrSH. They all say he's sharp. Like you astound people.
Yeah.
And then the rap scene is a scene that moves at a certain pace that doesn't necessarily cater to how intelligent you are, how savvy you are, because it's a consumer-led market, and consumers, for the most part, are fickle by external factors that dictate to them.
And kind of stupid still.
Right, so...
Well, not my fans, but a lot of people are stupid.
I remember the first time I saw... first time I paid attention was the Afar video.
Yeah.
And I remember it gave me the feeling of when So Solid used to make videos. The visuals, still now, that visual was crazy. You know, the effects.
Yeah.
When you shoot a video of that quality, do you think, right, this is it? The video's quality, the song's got tiny on it, this is going to be my launch pad and I'm just going to be click on.
No.
You didn't feel that?
No, because no one was at that time. Because no one was going. There was nothing, like, I think the closest thing was Tinchy maybe bubbling. But there was no one that made millions yet. Do you see what I'm saying? So a lot of the time at that point there was a lot of just fun element in it. And just wanted to push yourself or have the best video that everyone was talking about. It was never at that point even trying to make a return, like you're paying Channel U to get it on there. I don't even know where we were going to get the money from. There weren't any shows. There weren't any, not much radio play, like you get the odd play, but I don't even think I had a PRS account at that time. So there was no way of getting the money back. We were just doing it to do it, maybe sell a few t-shirts. But it was definitely more of a fun element and just pushing the culture and building the scene. And to be honest with you, it became most evident at the Mobos the other day how important everybody's role is and was in building a scene. And I used to say, like, I've had conversations with my manager where I say, he'll be like, yeah, but maybe it might not be you. Maybe your role is to lay the foundation so that everything else can flourish. And then you're like, nah, man, fuck that. I don't want to. Why would I want to kick down the door for then everybody to run over me on my body laying flat down after I've stretched? I wouldn't want to be that guy. None of us do want to be that guy. And then at the Mobos, you go, seeing like Stormzy win a Mobo, you go, nah, you know what, maybe being that guy or the guys that made this okay and made this possible is a good thing. This is cool. Do you see what I'm saying? This is cool that all of that hard work allows people to come and perform, like from the Krept and Konans, the Meridian Dance, to whoever, all the hard work that everybody's put in. I'm not talking about me specifically or even like I had a major role in it. But those moments of taking the videos to that level and showing what we were capable of maybe did like have a tiny impact.
No, I mean, I think, you know, and I told you when I spoke to Fuse the other day, he would tell me how he will gain a lot of insight and knowledge from you. You know, and I think a lot of people, if you didn't have the ability that you had, you would just be the big homie who can't rap.
Yeah.
This is the smart one. Like, if you need him, but then I think also your actual capability as a rapper, your wordplay, your metaphors, is still at the very top. It's at the top level, you know, and no one does G FrSH better than G FrSH.
Thank you.
You know, when you do hit, like, you know, maybe it wouldn't be you, does it get to the point where it's like, you know, like in business, you have things called sunk costs. So you pay so much that you can't get out. But then also in business, you look at exit strategies. How do you see it now for yourself? Because you've invested so much, everyone knows G FrSH, but at the same token, things may not move at the pace that you want. Do you ever have these thoughts like, you know, am I going to stay in this, and how long will I stay in this?
Oh yeah. As I said on Falling High, like every day you think, fuck this shit, like, and then as you said, the sunk costs are so much that becomes your reason at one point. Then it's like the money doesn't matter. Let's just get out and fuck this up. And then you go and make the best project that you made to date, being Alfie for me. And then you're like, oh shit, I'm closer than I've ever been, but still how far away am I? Like, so there's a song that hasn't come out yet, which I recorded actually a while ago. But one of the things that says, so far yet so close. So I've come so close yet so far. So basically, I can't remember. But yeah, basically I just mentioned the fact that I've come so close, but I'm still so far away from it all, because I can sit there going, oh wow, Alfie's taken me 10 steps forward. I'm closer to the goal. And then I'll be sitting next to Tiny thinking, Tiny's only Tiny, 5 years in from pass out. Do I even have that 5 years to come from pass out? I'm still not even at pass out. Do you understand what I'm saying? So there's a million thoughts that go through your head, and then you have everyone telling you, no, you can't quit. And then what's really horrible is that 100 people would tell you like to quit, and as long as one person says, no, you can do it, you'll carry on. You see what I'm saying? That's the fucked up thing about it. But like, I think it just become a case of time will tell. I think time is the biggest overarching factor in our lives. Do you see what I'm saying? And it's something that you become more and more aware of as you get older, because the 6 weeks holiday used to feel like a long ass time until you have a daughter and you've only seen her X amount of times within that 6 weeks, and you go, wow, that went quickly. Do you see what I'm saying? And every day is just, you wake up, you're going to sleep before you know it. Do you see what I'm saying? So time will tell.
And I guess also with that, when you see your child growing 100%. Up, then you realise you're also getting older.
This is it. And I was even on YouTube. I was with my director friend, and I was showing them videos we shot for other people and how they're still better than people's videos today. Like, we went through like a rough squad video we did. I can't remember what it's called, but we had them like on this mad green screen, like James Bond style, playing videos that I did years ago. And then when you're looking at the dates on the videos and you're on YouTube and the videos aren't even in widescreen because you shot them that long ago and they're still in 4:3, that's when it becomes a bit scary. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, wow, I've been really trying for a long time. And at one point, maybe you might have to knock it on the head or think about doing something else or whatever the case may be. And as I say, I felt that more so before Alfie, and less so now, but still, it comes in time to time.
So with that being said, though, you know, how can I put it? As time goes on, like you have been instrumental in a lot of people's careers, in terms of guidance. But for yourself now, you know, you talked about the time and how much longer can you do it. What do you see as the stumbling blocks? Because I think we can't deny the talent. We can't deny the music. Like Alfie is also, I concur with it being your most human body of work that is relatable to the masses. But I'll give a bit of my perception. I feel that the infrastructure around, and I don't mean management, I just mean the infrastructure around to push or propel a G FrSH seems to be somewhat fragmented. There seems to be a lot of charlatans. You know, you have a good track, this person doesn't have to do with it. It seems like along the way, you're the smartest person in the room everywhere you go.
I mean, it feels like that sometimes, and then sometimes, and as you say, like, a lot of people speak to me and get advice off me, but you know, like, the single friend always has the best relationship advice. Do you see what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just the way it goes. I might be smart for everyone else, you know, the ones there, but looking in the mirror, you just can't tell yourself what the right thing to do is, because there's so much more emotional connection, attachment, all of those things that skews your judgment, that maybe I might be wrong, and you know what, maybe it's just that I haven't made that song. Do you see what I'm saying? The magical thing. Maybe I can't make that song. Maybe being the smartest person in the room, or feeling like it, always wanting to be, or put so much into one song and not dumb it down and all those things. Maybe that's what stops me.
I mean,
maybe that doesn't allow me to relate to the masses, because the masses don't get what the fuck I'm talking about. Maybe the masses don't think to that level when analysing themselves or life, or when they're listening to the song and I say turn squares into checks like tartan, or whatever the case may be, it just means nothing to them. They just, all they say is, why is he talking about tartan?
Right. But at the same token, I've heard some of the material that, you know, which hopefully you'll release in the future, and from what I heard, I felt that there was definitely tracks on there that can catch fire. It sounded like it. But
it feels like that, but you know what? A hit is different. It's different, trust me. Like, I can question why I'm maybe not bigger within the scene, and maybe I should be, and there's a whole load of reasons for that I can pinpoint and cite for that. On a bigger scale, and it's more complicated. Hits are, you hear the radio, it's different music. Do you see what I'm saying? And I haven't even made an attempt to actually make a commercial crossover. I've never tried. Do you see what I'm saying? All I've ever tried to do is just make whatever I want to do. I've never had the pressure to make that. Do you see what I'm saying? I've never felt like I can't pay my rent next month and I need to go to the studio and write the song of my life. I've always just wanted to make something good and artistic and thought-provoking, and even if it influences other people, which a lot of the stuff I do does. And then there's a part of me that I'm a big man, like writing for a 14-year-old, it's just not gonna happen. Like, yeah. We don't think the same. Do you know what I'm saying? So if you fuck with it, you fuck with it. If you don't, that's not my business. I can't then try and like be you. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's no point in me dressing like you or flinging on a tracksuit and calling everyone blood and cuz to try and relate to you. It's not. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make the music I make. When you say that guy's the best because you're 14, I respect it. Or when you get to 18, 19, 20 or whatever the case may be, and then you listen to G FrSH, something that I made when you were 14, you'll understand that there was a big difference.
Well, I guess that's the whole thing of music marking time.
Exactly. People tweet me saying, I never understood G FrSH. I never understood it. Now, they're my biggest fan.